Hey guys, what's up? My name's Anger Bancho. We're jumping back into our Let's Play for Ghost of Tsushima here on the PlayStation 4. I know the game does have a slight upgrade on the PlayStation 5. The only reason I know about that is Mark Hoppus was streaming it before, after we finished our playthrough. For some reason, Mark Hoppus decided that playing this on the PlayStation 4 first, or PlayStation 5 first in New Game Plus was a good idea instead of playing, Miles Morales or something like that. I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I did. So right now we're kind of continuing the storyline for Masako Adachi. In case you guys are wondering, yes, that is the same last name of a character in our Persona 4 game that we're playing right now as well. We had Toru Adachi, who is a detective in Inaba, which is just kind of hilarious. That it's using the same last name. I know it doesn't really make a difference. It's just a family name. But, I mean, it is what it is. So what we need to do right now, we need to find the right survivor camp. I'm still trying to figure out the correct button that'll give me those so-called wins. That is a big thing, is the wins. There's no HUD in the game, which is both amazing and terrifying at the same time. Have you ever played a game like this without a HUD? Because I haven't, and as awesome as it is in like a scenario like this, where it has that more cinematic feel to it, it does kind of take away and worry you because you don't know where you're going, which is why there's a button to bring out the wins. The HUD really only pops up when we are getting into combat, which would just happen there, which I like at the same time. That way we know our health bar and our resolve. So right now we're definitely going to pop here.
You seem troubled. What's wrong?
I saw a terrible battle near Kuta farmstead. Bandits and Mongols slaughtering each other.
Normally I'd let them tear into each other all they want, but the violence may put others in danger. Keep away from there. I'll have a look.
Lord Sakai, how good to see you.
Hush now.
Junshin, I should have expected to find you here.
How may I serve you, my lord?
Do you know these lands well?
I set up all of these camps.
Does this map mean anything to you?
We give these to our wagon drivers who deliver food. They mark where the camps are so no one gets missed. Is that blood?
Do you see anything that isn't one of your camps?
I hear rumors of our own people killing each other in Ariake.
Traitors are preying on innocent people. They murdered the women and children of Clan Adachi. You can help bring them to justice.
This map shows Ariake's lighthouse. We have no camps there, but people have said bandits have taken it over.
Not bandits. Something worse.
Lady Masako has arrived. I think she prefers to speak with you.
What have you learned?
Would you like to see what I have? If you can bring more, it's yours.
And throughout the game, we can gather flowers. The flowers we can use to buy new dyes for our items, our armor, as well as our weapon kits. It's not really something I really focused on in our first playthrough. I got specific ones. I didn't really go out of my way to make sure I had all of them. This is something I'm not really big on the cosmetics in the game. I wish there were more options. If it's an armor set you're going to use, definitely get the cosmetic color that you like the most. Same thing with your sword and everything like that.
The village might be at the lighthouse.
Clan Adachi built that for Ariake. This traitor has no shame.
Sadao has men protecting him. There's no way they won't see us coming.
Good. I want to give that traitor just enough time to fear what's coming.
Let's go. Why would Sadao betray you?
I accused him of stealing rice, starving our people to turn a profit.
You think he caused the rice shortages that hit Kuta?
I could never prove it, but it was such a disaster. I knew he was trying to hide something.
Bad men are good at hiding their true natures. Guards outside.
The coward is hiding at the top. Sadao! I've come for your head!
Who will face me first?
I just absolutely love the standoffs in this game. Obviously, I'm not the best at them. I'm kind of very hit or miss for some reason. Did fantastic my first playthrough. You guys wouldn't believe me. Sometimes we do really well here. You see, we got two of them. Like I said, every single one of these guys, they do have a tell. And that tell really does tell you when you want to hit that triangle button to do the attack. Obviously, you know, this game does a fantastic job of combat. Obviously, if you guys have played Dark Souls, this game was like baby game for you guys. I know a lot of people be like, hey man, Dancher, you're playing, why you play baby game? A lot of people tell me that when I'm playing certain games. I'm more of an RPG player, and just, you know, games like this, I really picked them up for the stories. And yeah, this game does have RPG elements, not as much, but I love a good story, a narrative. It's escapism for me. So go into a game like this, as opposed to just jumping into Persona 5 for like the 50th time. And then, watch this. This is actually pretty sweet. Like, yeah, you think Assassin's Creed's cool. That's actually much cooler than most of the stuff you see in Ubisoft's game here. And I gotta say, though, like, doing chain assassinations in this, even though the game's not built on assassinations and stuff like that, it's brutal. It's brutal and beautiful at the same time. It kind of pretty much what this game is. This game really does do a lot of, like, brutal stuff. A lot of the violence is visceral. It's intense, but it's, like, artistic at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody out there, but that's pretty much what I'm trying to say here. Trying to convey about this game is it is on almost every facet. It's beautiful.
I wish I had! Damn you.
You killed Sadao. Masako.
He helped kill everyone I loved. And for what? To satisfy his pathetic hatred?
When the Mongols defeated the samurai, I wanted to die with them. I threw myself into a battle I knew I couldn't win. It was easier.
How do you survive?
I remember that I have people to protect, and the dead to avenge.
With Sadao dead, whoever is responsible will hear that I'm alive and hunting. They'll become afraid, make a mistake.
Just be careful, Masako.
You too. You are a part of this now.
We'll find the other traitors on that list. But first, we must save my uncle.
I'll be at Kaneda Farmstead when you need me.
And the nice thing about this game is you can't really kind of bum rush all the side quests for all the characters at once. This is not something you can just sit there and say, let me do all 9 of Masako's storyline and get that over with. I know some games you can actually do that, and I've done that before in more open world games, and yeah, it's great because you can get an entire character's storyline done in like an hour or two. But Ghost of Tsushima wants you to pace yourself. They want you to sit back, and they want you to do like a third of the storyline at a time, as opposed to doing it all at once, because doing it all at once really doesn't, because their stories kind of blend in with the main storyline. It really does, I think, do the game justice in forcing you to kind of take your time and doing everything a specific way, and I really do love that about this game. It's not a main linear narrative like most RPG games, like your Personas or your Chrono Triggers. Granted, Persona is mainly super linear. At least it's not Hallway Simulator 13. But games that have that more, linear story where you really can't miss too much it's more my bread and butter. Don't get me wrong, open world games, I have a tendency to really just do what we like to call hold up a minutes, where we go and we do all the side stuff. And we've been trying to avoid doing hold up a minutes right now, because the hold up a minutes, as great as they are, like this is a hold up a minute right here, the Cost of Iron. It's a side quest. It's not really a major storyline. It's a silver one, so it's a Tale of Tsushima. This blue thing here is the Heavenly Strike. It's a mythic tail. It'll give me a cool ability, which I already have. The gold stuff, Jin's Journey, that is main story. These are main story elements that we need to focus on. The hold up a minutes, when I first played the game, I did all the hold up minutes. You see little fox icons, the fire icons, those are little things that we can do throughout the game. When I played the game originally, we did all the hold up minutes, we cleared all the map, and then we continued the story. It really depends on your personal playstyle. I like to do everything in the game anyway, a game like this 100%, or at least enough that we can get the Platinum Trophy. I've kind of become more of a Platinum hunter, so to speak. It's just the way I am. Doing Platinum Trophies, I know for some people it seems frustrating, it seems aggravating. This was actually one of the easier ones. I'd say, out of the ones I've gotten in 2020, as a whole, this one would probably be number 2 or 3. Persona 5 Royal was pretty easy as a whole to get. That might be the easiest one, which is why the percentage is so high. And maybe this one is like number 2. I don't know. It really only required one playthrough, and only having to do certain things in that playthrough. We didn't have to do every single thing, but I did anyway, or at least as much as possible. It was definitely worth it, and I know a lot of people, they don't like games like this. They prefer different style games, but everybody's got different strokes for different folks. And even though like I'll play these games, Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that, these open world titles, as long as it has a great narrative, you really can get hooked in it. And this game, while a lot of the tale is a tale of revenge and justice, it features a rich, I don't want to say world because it's a small island, but it's a rich cinematic kind of island that we have here. You can see just by riding our horse here. And while Jin Sakai is not the most deep character in the gaming universe, I mean, he's no, at least he's not Master Chief. He does have different emotions, and we do watch him grow throughout the game, which is fantastic. And that's a good sign of a great writing, in my opinion. Yeah, the storyline may not seem deep, but it's the journey. And when people say, oh, the story is not the best, it's about the journey, a lot of times you say, well, you're just covering up for bad storytelling or bad gaming. But in a game like, in a lot of times when I say it's about the journey, and that's a sign that's a quality game, that it's worth sitting through and just playing through. Now you see this big chunk of map here, it's open. You see we have 3 islands. There's different territories here. You see it says 2 out of 24 liberated. There's like 24, I don't want to call them camps, but they're like enemy bases we have to kind of liberate. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, wow, that's very Ubisoft. Why are you praising a game like this when Ubisoft does the same thing? And yes, that is true. There's a big difference between this game and a streamlined Assassin's Creed title. If I recall, Assassin's Creed Odyssey had a trophy in it where we had to clear 100% of the map. And if you guys remember Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that was a big-ass map. Like, big. It was Greece, but like blown up. You know, like you expected Greece to be smaller, and it's not. But at the same point in time, we're sitting here, we're thinking, okay, so Greece is huge here, and we have to uncover the entire map. And there's things to do in each section here. We have to clear all the synchronization points, we have to grab all the collectibles. It's 3 sections, and yeah, there's trophies for liberating each section here. And at the same point in time, it doesn't feel like it's like, you know, a job. It's fun.
What happened to you?
There's a merchant working with the Mongols. They gave him an iron mark. We tried to take it from him, but he had too many guards.
This iron mark must be worth a lot to risk your lives for it.
Whoever carries it is free to travel the roads without fear of being stopped by Mongols.
I could find a use for that.
You're welcome to it. We had to flee, but the merchant's cart is still up the road.
I'll look for this iron mark. Stay here and tend to your wounds.
Be careful. The Mongols will come looking for their men.
And this is what I call a hold up a minute. It's a side mission here. And while a lot of games that have side missions, they're not the best in the world. Games like Assassin's Creed, their side missions are so-so. The best side missions in an open world game, usually like Grand Theft Auto or even The Witcher 3, where the side missions are really well done and you're going to kind of want to clear them all. I remember playing, like, I think it was San Andreas, where I wanted to do everything because the characters were so good and the storylines were hilarious at the same point in time. But The Witcher 3 had some really interesting storylines, and a lot of the side quests really kind of lead into like one quest to like 5 to 6 to 7 different, you know, sub quests that tell its own little story, which is amazing. I really like that about The Witcher.
They fought the men I spoke with.
And the big thing about Ghost of Tsushima is, like I said, the stories, the missions, the storylines, whatever you want to call them, they vary in length. They vary in length. Like, this one could be a longer one. You saw the last thing we did, which was a main story mission for Masako, was 5 minutes, maybe at most. It wasn't very long.
Mongols.
And yeah, I mean, the game does follow your basic open world formula. And I know a lot of people were like, Banjo, stop praising this game, stop praising this game, you Sony fanboy. And yeah, I won't lie, you know, I am that JRPG bro named Anger Banjo who loves playing games on the PlayStation. I am a PlayStation fanboy, I won't lie. I'm really excited for the PlayStation 5. If you guys are more of a PC gamer, sound off. If there's any games that I should check out on the PC, I know I just upgraded a PC to a high-quality PC that's able to play some good games. A lot of stuff I've missed for some years. Obviously, you know, I don't know much about PC gaming. I used to play on PC way back in the day before I switched over to Xbox 360. So I went from like PlayStation 2 to PC to PC/Xbox 360. Then once I got a PS3, it was all PlayStation from there. I just find it more accessible, and I know nothing about computers. So if there's any games you want to see me play, let me know down in the comments section. We got a bunch of... I took a look at my Steam library recently. I got a lot of stuff there. Obviously, there's going to be stuff coming out on the PlayStation that we're going to be working on as well. We're not going to be doing Assassin's Creed. Don't worry about that. Persona 5 Strikers is definitely something we're probably going to do.
You have to save the merchant with the iron mark. He's my brother.
Your brother?
I was stealing the mark to stop him from dishonoring his family.
If he agreed to help the Mongols, he deserves to die.
No, he's a good man. Please.
I can't promise his safety, but I'll try to find him.
Thank you.
The Mongols who killed him left tracks.
I was never really a big fan of this side mission. Like I said, a lot of it is just following tracks, getting into some combat. It follows the basic formula. But all in all, you want to try to do as much as possible because you get those experience. I don't want to say experience points because this game is not really following experience points, but you get the ability to rank up or level up your skills as a whole. And you know, you want to do everything. I actually was very surprised. So you have 24 camps in the first section with 24 like Mongol leaders, like generals and stuff like that. You kill a certain amount of generals, you unlock a new combat stance. Now, I think you really need to do literally just like 24 of them or so. Like there's a certain amount. Like you can do like spying on them and killing them counts as 2. So if you could hypothetically have all 4 stances by the time you get off the first island if you actually play the way I play, which is do everything and then move up to the story. And that really makes things interesting for you guys later in the game because, you know, we're sitting here, we have all our stances unlocked, and we're just like a third of the way through the game. Now, I know you see 24, 17, and like 10 for the island, and you're like, wow, that actually is a big, you know, the first island must be the biggest. And yeah, I want to say the first island is the biggest. It's kind of your introduction, getting you used to the island, getting used to the game. You know, all the mechanics, everything like that. And then the third island, yeah, the third section of the island is actually massive. There's a lot of empty space, but there's a reason for the empty space. We'll see later on in the game. As opposed to, like, okay, I'm going to throw Assassin's Creed under the bus here. I do play those games. I do enjoy them more often than not. But Assassin's Creed, they do big maps for the sake of doing big maps. There's a lot of empty space. You don't want to do that in open world games. It really turns the player off, and I really wish, like I've said this time and time before, Ubisoft would take a page out of Sucker Punch and Insomniac's books with their more lively, smaller open world. You can cram a lot of stuff in those small open worlds. I think I'm using the wrong stance here. The really good players in this game will be able to switch their stances and then just go right into the next combat tag. I actually have to take my time and really kind of focus on it, what I'm doing here. I'm a little slow. Like I said, we went from playing, you know, we went literally I went from playing like Chrono Trigger into playing this. Our timing's a little off. We're playing like 3 different games, you know, back to back, and we're trying to play different styles of games. And yeah, the game is Souls-like light, we'll call it. Dodging and parrying are imperative. If you're not very good at it, you're gonna have a hard time. It's not Dark Souls hard. I've played some Bloodborne, and I was god-awful at it. The difficulty curve is not as steep as it was in Bloodborne. Like, I couldn't get past the first section of Bloodborne. This, I like the challenge. I like the challenge it provides me with, and I also like the fact that it's not insanely hard, though. And we can't save him until we take out all these enemies. So we gotta take out the big boy here. That's a kunai. I like how he does get some of those like more, you know, stereotypical ninja weapons, which makes me wonder if he is like kind of mixing, you know, ninja style and samurai style, which would be freaking amazing.
You saved my life. Thank you.
Save your thanks. Your brother told me you work for the Mongols.
They promised to protect my family and our sisters if I carried supplies for
And
them.
now your brother is dead. He led the men who tried to steal your iron mark.
No! Oh, that fool! No wonder the Mongols thought I betrayed them. I never had any iron mark. Besides, they're engraved with the bear's name.
So no one else can use them. You're free to go. If I hear you're working for the Mongols again.
They'd sooner kill me. And I cannot face my family after this. I have nothing. Nothing. What can I do now? What do I live for?
And there you go. That's another side quest in the books. My name's been Angry Banjo Guys, aka that JRPG bro, whatever you want to call me here. Thank you so much for tuning in to our Ghost of Tsushima Let's Play. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We'll have more next time, so don't go anywhere.